WCAL matchup between St. Ignatius and Bellarmine. Both teams red hot here in 1998. Both teams in first place coming into tonight's game. Hello everyone, I'm Dave Cox along with Charlton Curry, and this should be a great matchup tonight, Charlton, between two of the top teams in the Bay Area. Both teams well coached and should be very fired up to face each other tonight.
Yeah, you have tradition, good coaching. Both teams are ranked high in the Bay Area polls, and the team that wins tonight will be in first place in the West Catholic Athletic League. Should be a good game for Bay TV.
Patrick Snyder's Bellarmine squad is a very balanced team. They don't have any one player that'll light it up against you, but they have a couple of leaders in Ben Fuller and Jeb Ivey.
Yeah, Fuller, 6'4", 205, a great prospect, averaging 12 points per game. But what I really like about Fuller is his leadership. It's almost like having another coach out there on the floor. He's a guy that the players look up to. He has to have a big game tonight for Bellarmine.
Jeb Ivey also scores around 11 points a game, but they'll really need him to take care of the basketball against this intense St. Ignatius defensive pressure.
Yeah, Ivey is a lot like Fuller, 6'2", 185, scoring 11 points per game. He's really good on defense. He can hawk you all over the floor, so keep an eye on him. He must play well for Bellarmine tonight.
The problem Bellarmine Prep will have defensively is the same problem everyone has that faces St. Ignatius this year. How do you stop Luke Whitehead?
Well, you don't stop Luke Whitehead. He's 6'6", 200 pounds. He's only a sophomore, averaging 21 points and 7 rebounds per game. He can do it all. In the next 2 years, you'll see him become one of the top prospects in the Bay Area.
Well, if you like high school basketball, you're going to like this one. Get settled in, get comfortable. This should be a great matchup between two of the top programs in the Bay Area. St. Ignatius and Bellarmine getting set to get underway in just a moment. We'll be back with the starting lineups and the toss in just a moment.
Ignatius College Preparatory offers a values-centered co-ed education to more than 1,400 students at a state-of-the-art campus. Ranked in the top 30 schools in the nation for its advanced placement program, SI offers over 40 extracurricular clubs and an excellent athletics program ranging from cross-country to water polo. At SI, students receive over $500,000 in scholarships each year. St. Ignatius, a Jesuit Catholic school educating young men and women since 1855.
We're back here at St. Ignatius High School. The teams are on the floor. Drucker Court here at St. Ignatius. Bob Drucker, who coached here for many years at St. Ignatius High School, and incidentally, he coached Patrick Snyder, who is now coaching at Bellarmine High School against his alma mater. And it's got to be a lot of emotion flowing in that gentleman when he comes into this gymnasium and coaches against his former team.
That's true, because you always want to root for your alma mater, but tonight they're the adversary. He graduated in 1979 from St. Ignatius, but now he's back to try to beat them.
Good crowd starting to flow in here to St. Ignatius High School. Great high school facility right here, and they've got to be fired up to watch this game. These two teams tied for first place in the WCAL, and you know that both teams are going to want to win this game tonight, get that edge going into the rest of the season. As we take a look at the WCAL standings, you see the two teams high atop, 3-0 in league. St. Ignatius knocked off St. Francis, another team that many people feel is one of the best in the Bay Area. But one problem St. Ignatius had in that Joe Skipper, their guard, their best ball handler, with 1:38 against St. Francis, suffered a dislocation in his hand. He's going to be out for about a month, and you know they're going to miss him tonight.
Yeah, you always miss a player that's very talented. They have that here. Also, the coaching is going to help a lot, too, because so many of these players have learned the system. When one player goes away, someone else steps in and does the job, kind of like what you have on the college level. So good preparation will help them a lot tonight.
Here's the San Francisco Examiner Bay Area Prep Poll. Merv Harris, who is here tonight watching this contest, puts this together every week, does a great job. See, St. Ignatius is number 3 behind St. Joseph and Fremont, and Bellarmine is currently at 18, although I imagine they're going to move up a little bit after winning earlier in the week, and if they can win tonight, they'll definitely move up a few notches.
Yeah, they control their own destiny. You can always find a ranking that agrees or disagrees with how good you really are, but as long as you come out here and show on the floor how good you really are, you always have a chance to solidify that ranking, and even more importantly, climb atop the league rankings. That will be really important for both teams tonight.
This crowd fired up for tonight's game here at St. Ignatius High School. The JV game was a little late getting over, so the teams are still taking their warm-up tosses. They're going to do the introductions here in about another minute. And look at these guys that made the trip from San Jose, looking to make their mark here tonight live on Bay TV. So that's the scene here at St. Ignatius High School. This should be a terrific matchup. I hope you're excited about it. We definitely are fired up, and everyone here tonight is ready to go. So stay with us. We'll be right back with the introductions and the toss. Welcome back. We're getting set for the introductions of the starting lineups here tonight at St. Ignatius High School. Everyone fired up about this one around the Bay Area. And we're going to take a look at a little bit of extra work that had to be done here today at St. Ignatius High School. UCLA was practicing here at this facility, getting ready for Stanford tonight. And that's not ice on the ground from cold weather. That's a broken backboard, and they had to replace that with one of the side backboards. And they were scrambling a little bit. There's the one that got taken off, no backboard there, and they put that at the south end of the gym. They're getting set to name tonight's starting lineups. Now we take you down to the PA announcer, Bob Anthony.
Gymnasium Center and Bob Drucker Court. And tonight's WCAL league game featuring the visiting Bells of Bellarmine College Preparatory and your St. Ignatius Wildcats. Introducing first the starting lineup for the Bells of Bellarmine. A senior at 5'11", he plays a guard, number 21, Robert Jackson. A 6'4" forward, a junior, number 32, Ben Fuller. "6'2" forward, a junior, number 33, Jeb Ivey.
Take it. Get it out.
A 6'8" senior, a center, number 41, David Seals. And a 6'6" junior, number 45, Derek Martinez. Head coach of the Bells is Patrick Schneider. He's assisted by Kieran Riley. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is showtime in the sunset. The starting lineup for the St. Ignatius Wildcats. A 6' forward, he's a senior, number 15, Eric Ernster. A 6'1" guard and his senior near, number 21, Mike Waters. A 5'10" junior at guard, number 23, Anthony Dvorak. A 6'6" sophomore forward, number 24, Luke Whitehead. And a 6'5" center in a junior year, number 42, Robert Sale. Head coach of the Wildcats is Don Lippy. Assistant coaches are Bill McCarthy and Kyle Ellis. Your officials for this evening's game, Mr. Dick Hamlin and Mr. Dino Scoofus. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask that you stand in the spirit of sportsmanship and the Catholic values shared by Bellarmine and St. Ignatius and all the schools of the West Catholic Athletic League. We will begin this evening with a prayer and a greeting by players and coaches. Today's prayer will be delivered by Brian Avison, Student Body Vice President at St. Ignatius.
Let us pray. Loving God, bless the communities of Bellarmine College Preparatory and St. Ignatius College Preparatory, and all of us gathered here, students, athletes, coaches, parents, and fans. Keep us free from injury as we compete today, and remind us of our mission to love and respect one another. And let us join together in prayer that Jesus gave us to the disciples. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, will you please direct your attention to the flag at the north end of the gym as our national anthem is performed by the SI Pep Band.
Preliminaries taken care of here at St. Ignatius, and the teams are ready to take
Bellarmine enters tonight's contest, an overall record of 13
and match up for what should be a great game here tonight. A lot of enthusiasm in this gym tonight. There are the officials, Dick Havlin and Dino Skofis. Both teams undefeated in the WCAL coming into tonight's game. Here's another look at the starters. See good size down low, Seals, Fuller, and Martinez, who will have to try and stop Whitehead, who is a 6'6" sophomore, transferred to St. Ignatius from the state of Florida, is looking at a number of different schools in the Bay Area and chose St. Ignatius. And you know they've got to love having this guy. And talking with Patrick Snyder, he said there's really no easy way to stop him. He's going to put a lot of different players on him. It looks like they're really playing kind of a matchup zone right now. And they'll try and bring in a lot of different people to try and slow him down if they can.
The great thing about Whitehead also is that he's only a sophomore, so he has 2 more seasons to play here.
St. Ignatius turns it over on their first possession. Bellarmine packing it down low defensively. And now the Bells will take the ball for the first time tonight in their dark blue with light blue trim.
The first part of a game is usually played with a lot of emotions. Both teams have to play through that and settle down and try to get their offense in gear.
This is Jeb Ivey, the shooting guard for this Bellarmine team. Back up top it goes to Robert Jackson, and it's taken away by Devora. Nice defensive play by Anthony Devora. St. Ignatius will now try to take the early lead. 1 minute in, no score. Whitehead gets his own miss. The rebound falls into the hands of Robert Sale.
Even though Whitehead missed the basket, you can see right away the athletic ability, getting down inside, grabbing his own rebound, going up for a second attempt.
Check it, that was David Seals with the rebound for Bellarmine. Neither team able to break the ice here in the early going. Second possession of the night now for Bellarmine.
Well, the most important thing about offense is you have to attack the player with the ball, and St. Ignatius is doing a good job of that, keeping Bellarmine on the perimeter.
That one hits the top of the backboard. Robert Jackson with the shot. Patrick Snyder of Bellarmine played here at St. Ignatius in the 77-78 season and the 78-79 season. They won the WCAL championship in his junior year, as this one is taken away by Bellarmine.
Good hustle
Jackson in the open floor, slows it down now.
Good hustle by Bellarmine, getting the ball back in the transition, trying to get a lane where they can lay it up for a pass. If not, bring it back out, spread it around, try to find the open man.
Both these teams play great defense. Don Lippy's squad known for their defenses. The first basket scored by Fuller. Bellarmine takes the 2-0 lead.
Talked about Fuller averaging 12 points per game, but also if you notice behind the backboard here, St. Ignatius, the student body is standing, so excellent tradition at both of these programs.
If you're Bellarmine, you know you're not looking forward to having to shoot too many free throws in the first half, looking into that St. Ignatius crowd. Foul called, first one of the night, as Whitehead tries to move to the basket. A shooting foul. He'll go to the line. Seals got him.
Whitehead also shoots 68% from the free throw line. Again, 21 points per game, 7 rebounds, and already you can see how great this player can be. He's only a sophomore, and I'm so impressed with his ability.
He had 19 points on Wednesday night in their victory over St. Francis.
I'll tell you what, if you can win this league, the West Catholic Athletic League is loaded. There are so many good teams, especially at the top. Bellarmine, St. Ignatius, also St. Francis. You really have to be on your P's and Q's to pull out a victory in this conference.
Some substitutions early on as Whitehead makes both. Rob Beal, number 44, checked in. The ball is taken away by St. Ignatius. Whitehead with a dunk, but the whistle had already blown. It was Mike Waters who ended up with the basketball, and he will go to the line now as the foul goes against Pilgrim.
Look at the play down inside. Aggressive play by both teams. Tradition happens here on the court, and you see the good play by both ball clubs trying to get second and third shots.
Waters making the first one. St. Ignatius 3 for 3 from the line.
Well, he shoots 60% also from the free throw line, so he's also a pretty decent player.
Second one no good. And here comes Bellarmine now, trailing by a point here with 5 minutes and 15 seconds to go in the first quarter at St. Ignatius.
Notice St. Ignatius forcing Bellarmine to stay outside. They would like to get down inside to guys like Fuller and Ivy, but good defense right now being applied by St. Ignatius.
Fuller tries to get it over to Ivy. It's taken away by Waters. Waters with the dunk.
Waters showing the leaping ability to get up and above the rim and slamming it down for St. Ignatius, and the crowd is showing their appreciation.
Bellarmine takes a timeout. 4:52 to go. An electrifying play by Mike Waters, who steps in front of the pass.
Yeah, Mike Waters, 6'1", 175-pound senior. Look at the get up on him. Didn't expect that from a guy at 6'1", but he showed that he has the leaping ability to take it to the lane and slam it through with authority.
Oh, and you know he'll be watching the replay tonight at midnight to see that one again. Here's the matchup between the squads, offensively and defensively, very even. The free throw shooting, dead even. And both teams play good defense, holding their opponents around 50 points a game. Both teams scoring a little over 60. That dunk definitely worth one more look by Mike Waters.
He still has a smile on his face. Here he comes down the lane, watch the get up on him, and slams it through. He'll be talking about that one with his friends as they discuss what happened in the ball game tonight.
So 5-2 now. St. Ignatius jumping out to a lead. And here comes the full court pressure.
Trying to set the tempo is St. Ignatius, but Bellarmine's coming down, breaking the hole.
Fuller goes all the way. He's got 4, and it's 5-4 now, and Bellarmine will come back with a little man-to-man full court pressure of their own. Patrick Snyder is one of the things you really have to be concerned with when you come in to replace St. Ignatius is the intense defense that the Wildcats are known for. And not a bad idea to come back and put a little bit of that back on them when you're on defense. An outside shot well off the mark. But stepping in front is Eric Ernster, getting an offensive board, but stepping on the line.
Yeah, good hustle, good banging going down inside. You're talking about the defenses coming out here, making you work for everything you can get. It's also kind of humid in the gym tonight, so we'll see the team that has the most depth having the chance to win in this ball game.
Ernster from the outside, no good as St. Ignatius takes it away. Jackson comes up with a rebound now. Bellarmine trying to run the floor, but the Wildcats hustle back. Jackson penetrates, tries to get the pass across, but Whitehead steps in front. 5 turnovers by Bellarmine here in the first quarter.
He had the right idea, but St. Ignatius again collapsing down inside with that pressure defense, making it difficult for Bellarmine.
Robert Sale with the left hand makes it 7-4, and the Wildcats come up with another steal. Whitehead with the reverse doesn't get it, but he stepped on the line prior to the shot, it goes back to Bellarmine.
And that's the hustle you were talking about, Dave. That's something you can't teach. Of course, you want your players to be aggressive, but this is something that you have to have inside of you. Watch the hustle by St. Ignatius, spreading the lanes, trying to penetrate, dishing off to the right man, and then taking it right to the hole is Whitehead. You love to see that effort by St. Ignatius.
Approaching the 3:30 mark now in this first quarter. See the turnovers here in the early going as Ivy tries to crank one up from three. It's tipped in by Martinez.
Martinez, a big guy down inside, getting the basket off the rim and knocking it back down. Good hustle by Martinez on the play. 6'6", 235-pound junior.
1 point lead now for St. Ignatius. Inside the pass goes. The big fella, Iger Olshansky, doesn't get it. It's going to go back over to Bellarmine.
Well, you really love the aggressive play that's being shown here. Oftentimes, you'll see players hustling down inside. You see the replay going over the back, but that's an aggressive. You love to see players working hard for the foul. Sometimes you get the foul, but you love to see them working hard for the basket down inside the hoop.
Whitehead on the bench. Waters with the steal. St. Ignatius has it stripped away, though, by the Bells. Richard Harris, who just checked into the game, takes it back away.
A lot of that's emotion, too. You have to settle down, get into your rhythm, and let the game come to you. Oftentimes, players are too hyped up, and that's when the turnovers happen.
Waters with a board. The outside shot knocked down by Marcel Neal. That's the first three of the night. And it's 10-6 Wildcats.
So impressed with Neal, 5'11" guard, 165 pounds, showing the good shot. And then coming back across the floor, we get a whistle.
Jeb Ivey will go to the line as he penetrates and draws the foul.
When you talk about players knocking down three-point baskets, a lot of that is just practice. And you watch him set up from the outside, squares up his body, gets a really good look at the basket. It takes a lot of effort to come out here and focus on knocking down threes. It takes a lot of work in practice too, Dave.
Ivey doesn't get the first one.
Ivey shoots 76% from the charity stripe. He's also a really good student, a 3.1 GPA. And we talked about his defense earlier in the game.
He makes 1 of 2. 10-7 the score. Bellarmine hanging in there despite St. Ignatius really putting on a show defensively and coming up with some great baskets early on.
Yeah, you really can't tell what team is ranked number 3 and what team is ranked number 18 because they're both well matched and playing really tough basketball right now.
Nick Errico with a 3 from the side. It's 13-7, 2 in a row from three-point land. The Wildcats trying to go for a steal, but they're on the line. When they take the ball away, it'll stay with the Bells. You have got to be so careful bringing the ball up against St. Ignatius. You don't want to get yourself pinned into a corner.
And that takes good vision, being able to spot the open man and not being in a panic situation where the turnovers happen, and you just saw it again.
Sean Fernandez is on the line. Take a look at that 3.
You know, we talk a lot about outside shooting. You're going to see a great basket coming up here. Oftentimes, a lot of practice, but concentration, knocking it down. But notice, there is no one in his face. You have to get a hand in the face of a shooter.
Nick Errico hitting that 3, 13-7. Bringing it up now, Sean. Check it, that's Anthony Devora. Here's Whitehead, and he's fouled. Fuller didn't like the call, first personal.
But that was a good foul by Fuller because Whitehead, again, scoring 21 points per game. You have to get a hand in his face. The ball is always the most important part of the court because that's where things happen. You see Whitehead going up for the basket, but good defense in his face. Even though he got the foul, you like to see people putting pressure on Whitehead.
Whitehead in the league has hit 68% of his free throws. That's his first miss from the free throw line tonight.
It's not often that you see a sophomore leading the team in scoring and at 21 points per game. Well, he can only get better. He's such a good-looking prospect, Dave. I'm really impressed by this young man.
I can only imagine how strong he's going to be over the next couple of years. Martinez comes up with a rebound as Whitehead misses both. Still 13-7. Ivy gets it to Harris down in the corner. Martinez.
Great look at the basket by Martinez, averaging 9 points per game. You know, he's also a football player for Bellarmine High School.
Martinez gets a piece of this one, but St. Ignatius ends up with the ball. It was nice passing that time by Bellarmine on the offensive end to penetrate the zone with the pass. Sale kicking it out to Devora. They try to dish it back in. Sale manages to hang on despite intense pressure. Sale will try to bounce it to Whitehead. Going to stay with St. Ignatius.
Well, Dave, there's some scrappy play going on down inside. Both teams not willing to give in. Have to show a lot of muscle and power down inside if you're going to be successful.
Waters checking in. Jeremy Brady checking out. 4-point game, under a minute to go in the first quarter. Oh, net. Marcel Neal.
Well, Neal is a really good shooter, taking his time, finding the open shot, not being impatient, and knocking down the basket for St. Ignatius.
Devora knocks it out of bounds. Fuller dribbling a little bit high that time, bringing it down. You don't want to do that against the quick hands of these St. Ignatius defenders.
Well, we've seen intensity throughout the first period of this ball game. Oftentimes that will wear down as players start to relax and set into their game plan, but good effort shown by both ball clubs so far.
Martinez along the baseline against the zone, kisses it in off the glass. He's got 6 here in the first quarter.
6'6", 235. An awesome talent down inside, showing the determination to take it down inside the paint and knock it down.
Neal misses this one. Fuller is going to have to hurry. Under 10 seconds to go. And an offensive foul called against Fuller. That's his second. 15-11 the score here with just 4.4 to go in the quarter.
Now, he would have been more wise to pull up and allow his teammates to catch up with him and try to dish it off to the open man. Oftentimes, a young man will come down trying to make things happen. You love to see that, but you also want to see him make a heads-up play and wait for the trailers on the basket.
See what St. Ignatius is going to try here to get a shot off before time expires here in the first quarter. Don Lippy was shouting some instructions to Luke Whitehead. They might just get the ball to him, clear things out, let him dribble for 3 seconds, and then throw it up. That looks like the plan, but then he dishes it back across. The buzzer sounds. Ernster did not get that one off in time. The first quarter, hot and heavy here at St. Ignatius. Both teams playing some intense defense. It's 15-11. After the first, we'll be back with the start of the second in just a moment. Oh, yeah, this guy's into it. I don't know what's on his head, but he's having fun here tonight. Looks like some kind of an old basketball.
Maybe a souvenir that he doesn't want to quite get rid of yet.
That's an interesting outfit.
You should see some of the clothes in my closet.
So the second quarter underway. Penetration, off the glass it goes. Ernster with his first basket of the night. 6-point lead now for the Wildcats.
Really impressed with the hustle being shown now by St. Ignatius, keeping Bellarmine out on the perimeter. But Bellarmine's patient enough, passing the ball around the perimeter, trying to find the open man, taking their time looking for the basket.
Ivy doesn't see an open man, says, I'll take it. Shot goes a little long, and Sale comes down with a board, but Bellarmine takes it away. Devora strips the ball away for St. Ignatius. The lob pass for Waters, taken back away by Bellarmine. The ball still loose. Tie up in the corner. The possession arrow will favor St. Ignatius. Good hustle by both teams.
Nice hustle by both teams. A little bit impatient on that last break. You would like to see them pull it out and set up for the half-court offense. But again, you like the fact that they're taking the ball down inside. That takes moxie for a guy that's 5'10", 145 pounds.
Talking with some of the coaches around the Bay Area in preparation for our games in the coming weeks, and everybody real excited about having high school basketball on Bay TV this year. A lot of the coaches really feel like this is going to be a great showcase for the level of play at the high school level. As the shot from the outside is no good, Martinez comes down with a rebound. Many coaches feel that what you lose at the higher levels is some of the fundamentals that are stressed so often at the high school level. As players develop, they tend to improvise a little bit more, particularly when they get up to the professional level, as Martinez lays one in. He's got 8.
You also talk about the competition being shown here in the Bay Area by Bay TV, doing a good job of that. Last year in Northern California, the final rankings, as you see the basket here, by Devora
with a 3.
In the final rankings for Northern California last year, the Bay Area had 8 of the top 15 teams. So anytime you come out to watch competition locally, you're going to see some of the best basketball being played in the state of California.
We've got some good ones in the coming weeks. And a good one tonight. 20-13 right now. St. Ignatius, the number 3 team in the Bay Area, right behind St. Joseph and Fremont. Bellarmine trying to hang with them right now. Ivy gets it into the corner. The shot. Good by Jackson. That's a 3, and it's 2016. St. Ignatius, anytime they've been able to pull away a little bit, Bellarmine has come back so far tonight. Waters rolls it down to Sale. Sale with the reverse, no good. Waters with the left hand on the follow.
Really impressed with Waters. I guess he's been motivated by that slam dunk that he had earlier in the ball game. Finding the right lane to get the rebound and tossing it back up for St. Ignatius. Good hustle, too, by the young man.
Approaching the 5-minute mark now. Second quarter, Bellarmine trailing by 6. Down low it goes, and a foul called from behind. Sale with the personal.
Yeah, you're going to have to fight for everything that you get down inside. They're not going to give you anything. Going in uncontested, not going to happen tonight. Look at the hustle down here by St. Ignatius High School. Get a look at the coach on the sideline there. Good coaching, good strategy. See Devora sitting on the bench there, getting the break. It's kind of humid tonight in the gym, so the best conditioned team should be the one that has the advantage.
Basket by Sean Fernandez for Bellarmine. Waters bringing it the other way quickly. Doesn't get it. Waters following again with the left hand. This one rejected by Beal. Bellarmine has it. Great defense by Beal, blocking Olshansky's shot. Nice offensive rebounding that time by Waters. Fuller bangs it from the outside. He's got 6, and the lead is just 2, and St. Ignatius wants a timeout right here with 4:27 to go. It's a 22nd timeout.
That was excellent hustle by Ben Fuller, 6'4", 205 junior. You know, he's a transfer from Willow Glen. Good defender, good team leader, strong inside-outside game. Watch him here as he knocks down the basket. You like a big guy like that, a team leader coming down, taking advantage of the open lane. Again, there was no pressure in his face. You have to put a hand on a guy like him.
Patrick Snyder in his 7th year. They had never won a WCL championship until he came here to St. Ignatius. He won their first title in '95 and 3 section titles, '93, '95, and 1996. Great tradition here at Bellarmine. And not just in basketball, they have a lot of good programs. Their football team and baseball team's always strong. St. Ignatius with an unforced error.
Well, Bellarmine's been around for nearly 150 years, so that's a lot of history in a high school program. Also, St. Ignatius, they've been around for about 142 years, preparing young kids to enter the world, so a really good tradition for both schools.
Rebound by Shintaku. A whistle, though. He may have pushed off a bit. His first personal foul.
He did
Third team foul.
He did show some ability, Dave, to get up 6 feet, 160-pound senior. Only averages 2 points per game and 1 rebound. But boy, he has a lot of hustle points that you really don't get credit for.
Fuller weaving through traffic. Shintaku comes down with another rebound, and this time he is fouled.
We just talked about Shintaku, 6 feet tall, but able to have the hustle inside of him. He ended up grabbing the rebound against some of the bigger guys down inside. It takes heart to play this game. And watch him. Look at the play up under the basket. Shintaku, one of the smaller players on the court, but one of the biggest hearts, finding the right position to come down with that rebound.
That's one of the things that high school coaches have to stress is blocking out. You don't have the guys 6'11", 6'10", 6'9", that can just stand under the basket, use their jumping ability. The smaller players have got to get a body on their opponent and try to gain position.
Well, even Dennis Rodman, the leading rebounder in the NBA, is only 6'7". He's not 7 feet tall, so it's not necessarily how tall you are, but it shows what kind of heart you have. You have to be willing to go down and work hard for the rebounds.
Ball winds up in the hands of Olshansky, and he lays it in. It was an air ball, but he made good with it, and it's a 4-point lead now for St. Ignatius as we approach the 3:30 mark here in the second quarter. Jackson will try a three, a little strong. Ball loose, hit the ground, and a foul call is going to go against the Wildcats. Somebody throwing an elbow.
Just trying
and it goes against Whitehead.
Trying to find a little room down inside. Whitehead, a big guy, 6'6", 200 pounds. So anytime he moves around, someone's going to get punished for it.
St. Ignatius takes it away on the inbound. Neal trying the three. The rebound goes to Rob Beal. And here comes Bellarmine. Nice shot from the outside by Fernandez.
Good stroke by Fernandez. 7 points per game.
Bells with a nice opportunity as St. Ignatius throws it away at the other end, 24-22. The Bells can tie it up with this possession or take the lead with a three.
Boy, this is like a heavyweight fight. One team comes out, extends the lead, then the opponent comes right back at them, makes a charge. Great competition here. St. Ignatius and Bellarmine, two of the storied powers here in the San Francisco Bay Area, and a great game for Bay TV.
Full court pressure, and they throw it away. The rebounding very close right now. That's the 12th turnover by Bellarmine in the first half.
Well,
St. Ignatius can add to their 2-point lead.
That's a lot of hustle. Both teams coached well, know how to go down inside, get your position. And if you can also get the second rebound, you have another chance for a shot.
Fuller blocks Waters' shot, but it ends up back in his hands. Neal tries to dish it along the baseline. Ivy wins the race to the ball, gets it ahead to Fuller, but he can't hang on. Nice effort by Ivy to kind of slide that pass down low to Fuller, but he couldn't find the handle.
Yeah, he had the right idea. Ivy's coming down into the lane, trying to find the open man. As you see here, Bellarmine coming on the break. Now watch the pass. Takes his time, finds the open man as he goes to the hoop. Can't hold on to the ball, but you like the idea.
2-point game. Waters doesn't get it. Whitehead can't get it. Waters with another offensive board in traffic, rejected by Martinez. Waters has 3 offensive boards here in the first half. Jackson now dribbles it up against Whitehead, and Waters gets a hand on it. Great defense by Whitehead, showing that he can defend in the open floor.
Yeah, and Waters really impressed with his ability. You know, he averages 4 rebounds per game, has 3 right now. Excellent hustle by that young man. You love seeing that at the high school level.
Bounce pass goes down low. Martinez now, blocked by Sale. Great defensive play by Robert Sale. Whitehead finally loose in the open floor, doesn't get the roll. Martinez swipes it off the rim. His 5th rebound of the night for Bellarmine. But a traveling call goes against the Bells, their 14th turnover. They've clawed back in the game, made it a 2-point game, but they haven't been able to tie or take the lead.
Now keep in mind the turnovers at the conclusion of the ball game. You can look back over the game and see that the team that committed the most turnovers will most likely be the team that loses this ball game tonight.
Waters, was trying to dish to Sale. He didn't see the pass. Jackson has it tipped away. Just no easy moments when you're on offense. You've always got to be ready for a hand to come in and take that ball away. St. Ignatius does a great job of defending all over the court.
Well, defenders are taught to keep their hands up, and Ignatius is doing a really good job at that. You want to contest everything.
Fuller doesn't get it. Last touched by St. Ignatius. Bellarmine with another opportunity to tie the game here. 1:32 to go. It's going to be a key 1:32 when you talk about momentum going into the half. Ivy tries to give them the lead. Whitehead comes down with his 2nd rebound of the night. Whitehead in the open floor takes an extra step.
Yeah, Whitehead needs to give the ball up to a better dribbler. He's a big guy down inside, but you want someone a little bit smaller, a little bit quicker with better vision, bringing the ball up the floor for you.
Bellarmine handling the full court press. Jackson gets it to Fuller. Fuller with a nice first half. He has 6 points. Jackson will try a 3. No good. The rebound falls into the hands of Eric Ernster. Long pass ahead to Waters. He lobs it inside to Sale. And his shot is rejected by Beal. Beal's come up with a couple of great blocks here in the first half. Under a minute to go now. Still 24-22, and Waters fouls Fuller out in front.
Yeah, that's not a good foul by Waters. You don't mind seeing aggressive play, but you hate seeing fouls that are out away from the basket. Watch the last play coming down inside the paint. You see the bump right there in the middle of the paint. Good hustle by Bellarmine, trying to keep things close here in the first half.
Fuller tries the three, no good. Whitehead with another board. Bellarmine's had several opportunities to tie or take the lead, but has not been able to get over the hump here in the first half. Ernster up top finds Whitehead. Whitehead penetrates and kicks it back out to Ernster, no good. Whitehead with an offensive board. Has his shot rejected by Martinez. Oh, what a job Bellarmine's doing down low on Whitehead. He does not have a field goal in the first half, and just 2 points coming from the free throw line.
Yeah, and a guy that averages 21 a game, you expect to see more production out of him. Also 7 rebounds. But Bellarmine's doing a really good job boxing down, putting the hand on an offensive player, and making it extremely difficult for St. Ignatius.
5 seconds on the shot clock now. DeVore tries a three and buries it from the top of the key. His second three. Huge basket for the Wildcats. Bellarmine will have to hustle to get it off now. Jackson, no good. Ernster and Ivy fighting for the board. Ernster wins the battle. Huge basket by DeVore. I wasn't sure if he realized that the shot clock was ticking down. I thought maybe they were thinking they could hang on for the last shot of the half. DeVore looked up at the shot clock, took a couple extra dribbles, and nailed the three. Yeah,
a lot of that's just extra effort, being aware of the time left on the clock. He's composed, you can say that about him. Comes down the court, spots up, knocks it down. A big basket for his team.
Here's another look at DeVore's big shot.
Watch DeVore, 5'10", 145-pounder, knocking it down from downtown. A great basket. Good way to end the first half, too.
All right, so a great first half. Everything we expected from these two great teams. St. Ignatius with a 5-point lead as they head into the locker room. We'll be back to St. Ignatius High School in just a moment. So very intense first half of play here, 27-22. Bellarmine had some great opportunities there at the end of that second quarter. Couldn't make good on any of their baskets. They were trying to take the lead. They were trying some threes. Didn't work. Then DeVore comes down and breaks their heart with a three at the other end. A 5-point lead for St. Ignatius.
Yeah, what a great way to end the half, too, especially when you're here in front of your home court. You want to come down and end on a positive note. They were able to do that.
All right, we're getting ready to take a news break now as Evan White stands by in the Bay TV newsroom. Let's head to him right now. Welcome back. The teams making their way out onto the floor right now, taking their warm-up tosses in preparation for the second half of play. This should be a great second half, Charlton. These teams really came out fired up defensively in the first half. Both teams playing good defense in the paint, forcing the other team to shoot from the outside. And right now, St. Ignatius has a little bit of an edge from the outside. Anthony DeVore with 2 threes in that first half really led the way for St. Ignatius.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with the shooting by both ball clubs, actually. But this game is for number one, and you can expect the intensity will be turned up even higher in the second half, Dave.
Anthony DeVore, we'll see right here, making his first three. Of course, he hit the one at the end of the half, but he also got one early on that kind of set the pace for the first half of play from the outside. 4 threes by St. Ignatius. You see DeVore right here burying one.
Yeah, he has a really good shot, and he's the kind of guy that you need to come out and play well. He's done that in the first half.
You see a slight rebounding edge for the Wildcats, and the turnovers in favor of St. Ignatius as well. The three-pointers really the big difference right now in this ball game. Although Bellarmine did get some outside shooting going. Fuller hit from the outside a couple times, and Sean Fernandez had a couple of outside shots as well, trying to keep pass. It seemed anytime that Bellarmine would get behind, they would find a way to come back and hit from the outside to make it close. Here's Fernandez right here.
Yeah, great spot up by Fernandez, knocking down the three. They're going to need him to play well, especially in the second half. You know, another player that's missing right now is Whitehead. You expect more out of him for St. Ignatius.
There you see the leading scorers. Derek Martinez with 8 points. Ben Fuller with 6 for Bellarmine. Anthony DeVora had 6. A couple guys with 5. Mike Waters and Marcel Neal for St. Ignatius in that first half of play. So this should be a great second half of play. And you know, there's a lot of pride in these two programs. And right now, if you're Bellarmine, you've got to feel like you have a great opportunity to knock off the number 3 team in the Bay Area. And they had to have built some confidence in that first half after falling behind by 7, coming back and having several chances to tie or take the lead.
Also being on the road, notice in the second half, Bellarmine will not have to play in front of the student body for St. Ignatius, so that might be a big factor also in this ball game.
When they're shooting free throws, although they didn't have a lot of free throw opportunities in the first half of play. Well, the teams have finished their warm-up tosses and ready to go now for quarter number 3 here at St. Ignatius High School. Really impressed with the facilities here at St. Ignatius. We came in here today getting set up. Just a great facility.
Well, there's a lot of money in this area too. You're not only a good academic school, good athletics, great support by the community. Oftentimes you see this in smaller towns, but a school like St. Ignatius, the student body's behind you. The kids want to come out here and root on their basketball team.
Got another good one next week here on Bay TV. James Logan and Newark Memorial. 2 teams that are off to a great start in this 1998 high school basketball season as well. James Logan, a little bit of a favorite coming into that one, but that should be a great matchup. Newark Memorial also having a great season.
Just a lot of great basketball happening around the Bay Area at the high school level, and Bay TV is taking advantage of it.
First shot of the second half taken by Bellarmine. The rebound goes to Waters. Nice pass from Whitehead to Sales. Martinez is there again. Whitehead still battling down there, however. Martinez gets it over to Fuller, will give Fuller the rebound, his second of the night. Martinez just playing tremendous defense for the Bells.
Yeah, he's moving around, active on his feet at 6'6", an imposing player down inside, making players alter their shot as they go down for the basket.
Pass goes down low to Fuller. He dribbles around Whitehead, but doesn't get the basket. A push call that's going to go against the Bells. This could be on Martinez. It is. That's his first personal.
Well, I'm not surprised because he's such a hustler. One of the players that comes out here and gives you everything he has. He's one of those blue-collar players, a big guy, a banger down inside. He's what a lot of the college scouts look for as they cruise the Bay Area looking for prospects. Has a good future ahead of him.
That shot well off the mark, taken by Ernster, but St. Ignatius with an offensive board. They get another opportunity. Sale doesn't get it. Here's Martinez with a long rebound, his 6th rebound of the night. That one about 17 feet away from the basket. 27-22, St. Ignatius with the lead. First place in the West Catholic Athletic League is on the line here tonight.
Notice a good pressure by St. Ignatius down inside, and then Bellarmine goes inside, gets a good look at the basket, but they come away empty-handed.
Whitehead in the open floor, doesn't get it to drop, still hasn't hit a field goal, and Bellarmine takes it away.
I don't know what's bothering Whitehead, but for a guy that has the kind of talent that he has, he really hasn't played well tonight. But he's going to have to step it up if St. Ignatius is going to have a chance to pull out this victory. They really need his production.
Fernandez from the outside, no good. Battle for the boards, won by Ivy. Quick pass to Fuller. Great job by Jeb Ivy. Give him the assist. He quickly shuffled that pass over to his teammate for the basket.
We talked about Ivy and Fuller before the start of the game. Both players averaging close to 12 points, also close to 4 rebounds, and they were a good combination on that last series.
Whitehead at the top of the key, tries to pass it to Sale and throws it away. Hey, take a look at Whitehead's numbers right now, just 2 points in this ballgame as a timeout is taken here by St. Ignatius.
Timeout, Wildcats, a 20-second timeout.
Take a look at Whitehead and say, yeah, he didn't score a field goal in the first half. He only had 2 points in total, and you'd say, boy, they must have had a rough first half. They must be losing, but that's not the case. Some other players have really stepped it up for St. Ignatius tonight, despite Whitehead's troubles offensively.
Yeah, that's true, but Whitehead, you can't say that he's really having a bad game on his own. The defense for Bellarmine is doing a great job boxing him out and keeping him off the glass. He's having some looks at the basket, but he's also being contested. Whenever there's a hand in your face, it's much more difficult to get the basket. Watch both teams battle for the rebound here. You see big Martinez down inside, and then you see the pass over to Fuller, laying it up off the glass for Bellarmine.
Full court pressure now by the Wildcats. Bellarmine beats it. Fernandez with the lay-in.
Two great things happen on that fast break. Number one, you get the ball out in transition. Number two, you wait for your trailers to fill the lanes. That's what happened. They get the layup for Bellarmine.
Another assist for Jeb Ivey. 27-26. The Bells make it a one-point game. Whitehead from the outside. Fuller with his third rebound of the night. And here come the Bells. But they throw it away. Trying to hit Martinez on the wing. Fuller couldn't find him.
You had the right idea, Dave. Just a little bit too aggressive. Trying to run up and down the court. And there's some really tough action going on tonight. Watch the cameraman get taken out a little bit. One of our Bay TV crew members. There's a good look at that young man.
Chris Goldsberry showing us his feet on that one. But he's back up and ready for more. Taking one for the team.
He's a team player.
St. Ignatius with a one-point lead. Sale with the bounce pass. The reverse lay-in good by Jeremy Brady. His first basket of the night.
Excellent move by Brady, taking the ball down under the basket. Kind of Michael Jordan-like, laying it off the glass. Nice basket for St. Ignatius.
Jackson doesn't get it from three. Tried to tie it up. Robert Sale with the board now for the Wildcats. St. Ignatius with a three-point lead. Ball kicks out to Devora. Really a balanced scoring attack for both teams tonight. But there's a big three. Marcel Neal from the side.
And Neal had a hand in his face. Excellent execution, knocking down the J from the outside. You love to see that from the young players here at St. Ignatius. Nice job of taking the time, finding the open basket, and then delivering on the play.
Neal makes it a 6-point lead now for the Wildcats. Martinez down low.
Well, you cannot say enough about Martinez, averaging 9 points per game. You know, he plays football. He's a very physical player, and he's also a league champion in the shot put.
He's already got 10 points tonight. Guarding Sale down low, keeps it alive for Fuller. Fuller has 4 rebounds now.
I'm really impressed by Bellarmine crashing the boards, taking away the second and third shot opportunities for St. Ignatius.
Big three, Jeb Ivey, his first field goal of the night. But check it, that was Sean Fernandez, 23 that hit that. 32-31 now. A 1-point lead for St. Ignatius. Bellarmine has come back again.
That was a great basket by Fernandez. You know, his father coaches at Andrew Hill High School. His father's name is Dennis. So he comes from a good background for basketball, and that was a really sweet shot on that last play.
Brady working loose, tipped by Ivey out of bounds.
Boy, Bellarmine is doing everything. They're really contesting every pass, every shot. They're in the passing lanes, making it really difficult for St. Ignatius. And with the home crowd on your side, Ignatius has to take advantage of every opportunity. But because Bellarmine's playing good defense, get a look at this shot here. Also, nice ball control by Bellarmine, knocking down the outside shot. I'm really impressed with the way that they're playing here on the road.
Bells tip it out of bounds again. A 1-point ball game. 2:24 to go here in the third quarter. Shot clock has expired. Ivey thinking, or check it, that was Shintaka thinking that Ivey had fouled him as he tried to get off that shot, but I think the buzzer even sounded before he went up to try to shoot that. Great defense again by Bellarmine, and now they can take the lead. Fernandez gets the baseline. Shintaku takes the ball away. But back it goes as Fuller takes it away for Bellarmine. Ivey shaking loose from three. Little strong. Brady comes down with a board.
He had a good look, just couldn't get it to follow through. But Bellarmine has really turned up the pressure here in the second half, and Ignatius has to fight for everything they get, whether it's a pass or trying to go to the basket. Bellarmine has a hand in their face on every play.
Shitaku from 3, no good. Ivy with the rebound. He's running the floor. Bounces it ahead to Rob Beal. Fuller now trailing. To the side, it's a 3. Bellarmine takes the lead. Tim Guerra with his first basket of the night. It's 34-32 Bellarmine.
Yeah, Guerra is the kind of player that can give you an emotional lift coming off the bench. Only averages 2 points per game, but knocking down a big basket for Bellarmine. And now here they come on the defensive end.
Neal from the outside, no good. Fuller with another rebound.
This is one of those junctures of the game where one team can take control of the momentum. If you're St. Ignatius, you have to keep your composure. If you're Bellarmine, you want to keep forcing the issue.
St. Ignatius will get the board here. It's Marcel Neal running the floor. Whitehead trailing. Finally gets one to drop. He's fouled. Count the basket. He'll go to the line.
Well, we knew he had it in him, Dave. We were expecting him to have a big game. We highlighted Whitehead before the start of the game. A 6'6", 200-pound sophomore, 21 points per game, 7 rebounds, taking the ball strong to the lane, making sure that Bellarmine has to collapse down inside. When you do that, a big guy, talented player like Whitehead can take advantage of it and then gets the foul on the play.
So finally, Whitehead finds a way to get a basket for himself. It's 34-34. Doesn't complete the three-point play, but Waters comes up with a great rebound. Can he jump or what?
Well, that's hustle to you, and you can't teach hustle. You have to have it in you, and Waters definitely has it.
Olshansky with the basket. Mike Waters doing a great job keeping it alive. St. Ignatius up by 2. Under a minute here in the third quarter.
Like we said earlier, the flow of this ball game, one team pulls ahead, the other team comes back, and the ball is in and out of the rim, but rebounded again by Bellarmine.
Guerra with an offensive board. Ivy did everything but make that last one. I believe it hit net and came out.
It looked like that to me too.
Under 20 seconds now in the quarter. Shot clock is off. Under 10 seconds now. Beal down low. Gets it up to Ivy. Ivy just inside the three-point line. Beal keeps it alive, and the quarter is over. Bellarmine taking a 2-point lead. St. Ignatius coming back with Whitehead's big basket. His only field goal of the night, but it was a big one. St. Ignatius back on top by 2. 3 quarters of play in the books. We'll turn the page and head to the final chapter after. Well, here we go with the fourth quarter of this one, 36-34. What a game so far here tonight.
2 great traditions, 2 great coaches, and now it's going to come down to execution here in the final period. Again, number 3 versus number 18. And we're about to find out who will prevail in tonight's contest.
Devora trying to bust a 3. Whitehead with an offensive board. His 5th rebound of the night. Good passing inside. Olshansky off the assist by Ernster.
Nice job by Olshansky hanging down under the basket. 6'6", 225-pound sophomore, averaging 6 points per game. Good look at the basket, and he delivered for his team.
Ivy in the corner. Doesn't get it to drop. Whitehead with the board.
Whitehead starting to play a little bit better in the second half. Dave didn't get it together in the first half, but now on the boards, offensively and defensively, giving his team another chance for the basket.
Whistle away from the ball, holding call. It's going to go against Jeb Ivy. He's mixing it up a little bit with Whitehead. The 3rd team foul. St. Ignatius has 0 team fouls here in the second half. There's Whitehead with just 4 points with 6 boards. Bellarmine takes it away. Fernandez Oh, he's fouled hard by Whitehead. Nice job by Fernandez just to get that off, because Whitehead was really bearing down.
Yeah, that was David and Goliath as Whitehead's coming down on the defense, and then Ignatius going to the hoop, but Whitehead's a talented player. And you're not going to get this easy basket on a guy like Whitehead. Look at the leaping ability by Whitehead. Even though he gets the foul, he's going to make Bellarmine go to the line and earn it. Fernandez shoots 63% from the foul line.
Fernandez has had a solid game. The rebound into the hands of Sale. 10 points for Fernandez on the night. 38-35, a 3-point lead for St. Ignatius. Fernandez tips it out of bounds from behind. Great defense again.
Yeah, quick hands by Fernandez. You saw him get the steal on that last play. And you're going to need that. If you're going to have a chance to hold on to this ball game, you're going to have to play really good defense. Bellarmine has done that so far.
Derek Martinez not in the ball game right now. Jeb Ivey is guarding Whitehead, giving away a few inches right there.
That's a great matchup, though. Ivey and Whitehead on each other.
Devora, section, it's a three. Big basket, his third of the night. Ivey tries to match him at the other end. Doesn't get it. A foul called after the offensive board by David Seals. Seals will go to the line. Waters with his second personal foul.
Well, so Seals go to the line, shooting only 50%. He's also a volleyball player for Bellarmine High School, so a very talented athlete.
First one good for Seals. That's his first point of the night.
Good look at the three. Coming down, draining the three from the outside. Good look at the basket again. No one had a hand in his face. You have to do that.
See Ivey's season average. Doesn't get the second one. Whitehead starting to pull down a lot of rebounds.
Ivey knows he has to step it up for St. Ignatius to have a chance. Right now, 41-36, and he's one of the reasons that they've come back into this ball game here in the second half.
41-36. Whitehead guarded well by Seals. Here comes the Bells. Jackson blows by Devora and lays it in.
Excellent drive to the basket by Robert Jackson, 5'11", 165-pound senior, 8 points per game. He wants to attend UNLV. He's a second-year varsity player, and he's also a really good academic student here at Bellarmine.
A lot of these players, you look at the GPAs up and down, these guys hit the books as well as the court.
Really impressive. They do an all-around good job at making sure that people are prepared to go into the real world once they leave the high school level.
Shot clock under 10. Jackson with another steal. Jackson all the way. Gets the roll. Two big defensive plays in a row for Jackson. Don Lippy wants a timeout. St. Ignatius clinging now to a 1-point lead with 5:19 to go in the ballgame. We'll be back with more action here on Bay TV in just a moment. The band playing hard here at St. Ignatius High School. Keeping things pumped up here during the timeouts. 5 minutes and 19 seconds to go. And we've got a good one. It's 41-40. St. Ignatius by 1. And they've got the rock.
Again, first place on the West Catholic Athletic League on the line. Both teams showing the moxie to come in here and play a tough ball game. Boy, it must be really difficult to win that league. If this is any indication, I'm really impressed.
Whitehead doesn't get it. Martinez is back in the game, but Whitehead gets the rebound. Martinez with another rejection and another. Do you believe it? Derek Martinez. Jackson with a pass to Fuller, taken away at the other end by Robert Sale.
Fast-paced ball game.
Nice drive, Whitehead from the side. Oh, net.
Now, Whitehead made that last basket, but Martinez made him onto the shot. Martinez has been a shot blocker down inside at 6'6". Good basket by Whitehead, but again, good defense being played by Bellarmine.
Ivey from three, a little strong. Martinez going for the offensive board, but he doesn't get it. Neal does, and a foul call from behind. St. Ignatius had numbers at the offensive end.
They had the numbers and they were trying to fill the lane, so a pretty decent timeout.
Another timeout taken, this time by Bells. A 20-second timeout for them. I think that's their last 20-second timeout. Oh, it's definitely worth another look. Derek Martinez with a great defensive stand. Just moments to go. Watch this.
Yeah, something that you can teach, and you know that he's a good worker in practice. Look at him. Gets a hand up on the basket. May have been a foul. But again, when you're playing aggressive, you're always going to get the benefit of the doubt. Excellent play by Martinez.
Next week, want to remind you once again, we'll have the James Logan Colts and the Newark Memorial Cougars. That one coming up live on Friday night at 7:30, and you can watch the replay right here on Bay TV at midnight.
Logan has a good basketball team. They were North Coast section runner-up in football to De La Salle. And then their basketball program is also pretty good over at Logan.
Brady on a drive. Offensive foul. Bellarmine takes over. A lot of emotion here tonight in this one. First place in the West Catholic Athletic League on the line. Luke Whitehead, the super sophomore, held to just 6 points with 4 minutes to go in this one, but St. Ignatius has a 3-point lead.
And you can bet that Whitehead will make his presence felt during the remainder of this ball game. He knows that the team needs his production. 21 points per game. Not going to get that tonight, but it can still be a big factor before the end of this contest.
SI comes out in a zone on this possession. A foul call. I guess the ball just ended up out of bounds.
We've seen Ignatius in the zone and also man, but Bellarmine does a good job of breaking it down with a guy like Jackson penetrating down inside, dishing off to the big guy like Martinez.
Jackson up top now for Bellarmine. The shot clock is at 10. Ivy shakes loose and buries the three.
Beautiful basket by Jeff Ivy, 11 points per game. Excellent look at the basket. That was good ball control by Bellarmine, coming out, making St. Ignatius back down into the paint, found the open man, and Ivy knocked it down.
Offensive foul called on Robert Sale, setting the screen and moving just a bit. We're tied at 43 all. Here comes Ivy's three, a big basket. His first field goal of the night for Bellarmine.
Yeah, he gets a really good look at the basket, squares up, knocks it down. Again, not a hand in his face. Ignatius has to get a hand on the ball, and they didn't do that last time, and they paid for it.
St. Ignatius 43, Bellarmine 43, approaching the 3-minute mark here in the fourth quarter. Jackson up top. St. Ignatius staying with the zone. Ivy on a drive, gets it over Whitehead. Martinez with an offensive board, doesn't get it to drop. Olshansky has the rebound now for SI. Long pass. Waters hits the floor hard. He's shaken up. Jackson has the ball for Bellarmine. Waters still on the floor.
Yeah, and
the officials take a timeout.
Going to get a stop on the action. Waters went up for that rebound, and his legs were knocked from under him. Fell back to the floor. Hit his head on the floor. Looks like he may have a little bit of blood on his elbow as well. Boy, you love to see the guy hustle. He's a tough guy. He's going to get up again. But look at the hustle going on by both teams. Waters very fortunate being able to get up and walk over to the side. Looking a little bit dazed right now. Looks like a cut on his arm.
It looks like Waters is going to stay in the game. Looked questionable the way he hit the floor.
Actually, that's Mike Waters. 9 points per game, 4 rebounds per game, 6'1", 175-pound senior. He's played a well of a ball game today. This is the part of the game where you're going to see strategy coming in. Both coaching staffs aware of what's going on. 2:46 to play in the ball game, tied at 43. And first place in the West Catholic Athletic League on the line.
This guy coming out to mop up the floor. Ready with the SI sweater.
Gotta love the school spirit here at St. Ignatius.
Good crowd making their way up here from San Jose tonight too. Bellarmine is well represented.
I am really impressed. Oftentimes you don't think about A lot of crowd participation on the high school level, but you see that for these two programs.
Bellarmine with a nice rebound, and Martinez fouls in from behind. That's his second personal. Neither team's in the bonus right now.
Not necessarily a good foul by Martinez. Trying to hustle, but he has to get his hand off. You see, he still wrapped him up, and you have to let that go. Sometimes if you let go in a hurry, the official may not see that.
There's the timeouts remaining. That could play big as we close this one out, approaching the 2-minute mark. This is where you'll see these coaches really take over, setting things up. Both teams have great coaching.
Yeah, the coaching is always a factor in a game like this, and then the players are well schooled.
Devora, well off the mark. Olshansky has an offensive board. And St. Ignatius with a fresh 35. Jackson almost came up with a steal. Robert Jackson has showed some great hustle and defense for Bellarmine. Don Lippy wants to take one of his timeouts right here. 1:52 to go. Bellarmine 43, St. Ignatius 43. There's the Wildcat here tonight, 43-43. Love the Bellarmine bell too at the other end of the floor. Wondering how they were going to pull off that mascot, but they've done it very nicely.
And they've gotten their money's worth in tonight's contest. A finely played basketball game by both programs.
Tight ball game. Down the stretch we come. 43-43. Whitehead, a foul call from behind on Ivy.
And that was a good call on Whitehead because he had him ready to make his move. And Ivy came in with the foul. But Whitehead, once you get him down inside the paint, especially in the closing moments of the ball game, you know that he's going to try to go to the basket. You see there? You couldn't really see it good from the monitor, but that was a foul definitely against Whitehead.
Not a shooting foul. Team fouls, 6 on Bellarmine, 4 on St. Ignatius. The lob taken away by Fuller. Bellarmine has a chance to take the lead now. This is where the shot clock, the addition of the shot clock at the high school level really comes into play. In past years, you might see a team hang on for 1:20 and take one shot to go for the win tied in this situation.
Yeah, and the shot clock makes it much more exciting at the high school level. You have to keep coaching and you have to keep playing.
Jackson gets it to Martinez up top. The shot clock at 10. Jackson driving left side, gets it off. No good. Gets his own miss and follows it in. 1:05 to go. And Bellarmine takes a 2-point lead.
Great play by Jackson. What did he do? Went down into the paint, found his own rebound, put it right back up on the glass, gets the 2 baskets for Bellarmine.
Ivy fouls Whitehead again down low. I've got 3 on Ivy. We'll see if the official score concurs.
Well, excellent drive down inside the paint. That's what Bellarmine does well, gets his own rebound. You love to see that second and third effort, and that's the reason that Bellarmine has a 45-43 lead over St. Ignatius.
Timeout taken right here by Bellarmine as they're going to freeze Whitehead just a bit. We are under a minute. The score is 45-43. Bellarmine in the lead. 45-43, the cheering sections here making some noise. There's Patrick Snyder in a very intense ball game. Coaching against his alma mater, played here in St. Ignatius in 1977-78, 78-79. He's the team captain for Bob Drucker. Whitehead now has 7.
Whitehead shoots 68% from the line. We know he hasn't played a big game today, Dave, but you also know that down the stretch of the ball game, they're going to go to the guy that they came with, and that's Whitehead, 21 points per game.
Whitehead for the top.
Big basket on the play for Whitehead.
45 all. Full court pressure coming up here by the Wildcats. 52.5 to go. Wildcats back out of it a little bit. A little surprised with that. Whitehead will dog Jackson.
Well, Jackson has the ability to break you down on the defense. They want to set back and get set in their defense before Bellarmine comes down the court.
Fuller fouled from behind. Not a shooting foul. St. Ignatius has a couple to give right here. And they'll use them. The shot clock reset. 32 seconds to go in this ball game, so the shot clock will not be a factor from here on out.
What will be a factor is consistency and discipline. You don't want to become erratic just because you're coming to the end of this ball game. Stay focused, stay composed, and follow your game plan.
Jackson will set up the half-court offense now. Man-to-man right now by St. Ignatius, going for the trap. Jackson under 20 seconds now. The Bells look to be content to go for the final shot of the game.
That's exactly what they're doing, looking for the last opportunity.
Fuller spins, shoots, no good. The rebound by SI. Under 5 seconds to go. Devora, no good. We are going to overtime. Holy smokes, what a contest.
Everything you want in a high school basketball game. Two-story powers, St. Ignatius and Bellarmine. Well coached, tradition, competition, ranked in the Bay Area. A great basketball game for Bay TV.
So we've got more action for you tonight. 45-45 the score. We'll be back with overtime after this. Oh, the Bell Fanatic hanging in there. It's got to be a little hot and sweaty with that basketball on his head, but you got to love it. An overtime contest. 4 minutes on the clock. And here we go. First place in the WCAL will take more than 32 minutes to decide tonight.
And well, it should. Both teams evenly matched, well coached, and the best team will win tonight, but they're going to have to earn it.
Martinez with a big basket. He's got 12. Big night for Derek Martinez.
Yeah, Martinez is playing like a man possessed, big down inside at 6'6", 235 pounds. He's a banger down inside, makes you earn everything against a player like him.
Whitehead on a drive, taken away by the Bells. Fuller with nice defense. They have really done a job on Luke Whitehead tonight.
They are really collapsing. Every time Whitehead has the ball, Bellarmine puts 2 or 3 players on him, makes them give it up off the dribble. And now we come back the other way.
Under 3 minutes now in overtime. Bellarmine with the lead. Big possession right here. Fernandez nails it. Didn't give him a 3. It was close. And a blocking foul at the other end. Fernandez with 12 points tonight. They did give him 3.
A big shot by Fernandez, averages 7 points per game, but watch him as he knocks down the jumper from the outside. Gets a really good look at the basket. What a basket for Bellarmine right now. They really needed that. And now they have the lead at 50-45.
No doubt, that was a 3. He was well beyond the arc as Waters goes to the line at the other end.
Yeah, Waters shoots 60% from the foul line. Remember, he fell on the floor earlier. You see the bandage there on his elbow. Good to see the young man come back and play well for St. Ignatius.
St. Ignatius has led most of the night. Now they trail by 3 here in overtime. Almost coming up with the steal. Bellarmine handling the press now. Fuller brings it across the timeline. 2:30 to go. The Bells up by 3 with the ball.
Yeah, Bellarmine seems really content to slow down the tempo of this ball game. Remember, they were getting Jackson out in the break. He was penetrating, finding the open man, and going to the hoop. Now they're passing the ball around to the open guy.
Heads up play by Sean Fernandez as he throws it off Luke Whitehead. 12 seconds on the shot clock. Here's the timeout situation. Jackson, long pass across to Ivy. Ivy with a three off the front rim.
Ivy didn't have to take that. He could have passed the ball up to the open guy. That was a forced shot and a good rebound by St. Ignatius.
Shintaku from three off the mark. Martinez blocks out Olshansky and lets it hit the ground. This gives SI a chance to set up full court pressure, however. They trail by three. They could use a steal right here.
But they have to be careful because Jackson has the ability to break it down and find the open man running the lane and get it down into the paint.
Whitehead almost came up with a pick right there. Jackson now has it and brings it across for Bellarmine. They triple team him, but he finds Fuller. Fernandez. Kept alive by Martinez. Ivy hustles after the ball.
Yeah, good hustle. You can't teach hustle. Ivy definitely has that. And that's what they look for at the college level. Both well-coached ball clubs, great condition too.
Fernandez doesn't get it. Waters has the board. He's bumped by Martinez. A late call. I don't think they were going to call it until Waters hit the ground.
You can see the crowd's involvement. Just a physical contest. Both players going down inside, trying to make things happen for their team. You definitely see the foul there on the play. Good hustle there by Waters.
And I'll tell you what, these cheering sections just turned it up a couple of decibels. It is loud.
I am very impressed. I've been in Harmon Gym over at Cal Berkeley, and that's a loud place to play. On the high school level, you don't expect that type of crowd noise, but you really get it here at St. Ignatius.
A 20-second timeout right here to give Waters a chance to think about these free throws. They're going to need them.
Yeah, this is when your free throw shooting really pays off in practice. You'll find out now what players have really been serious about knocking down field goal attempts in practice, because you have to have that. In a game like this, oftentimes you're going to get fouled as the game nears the end, and so the team that shoots the best from the foul throw line may have a chance. Foul line shooting 61% for Bellarmine.
Jim Holt's close to 3,000. Probably around 2 in here tonight, but they're making a lot of noise.
Yeah, they're a raucous crowd right there on the court, so right near the action. Always great atmospheres when you have the student body right there on the court, making it difficult for the opposition.
So Mike Waters with some big free throws right here. Doesn't get the first one, won't get a bonus, and it's Jeb Ivy with the rebound for Bellarmine. Minute and 20 in overtime. The Bells with a 3-point lead, trying to pull off the upset tonight and take over sole possession of first place in the WCAL. Devora with a board. He's fouled. If they give it to Martinez, it would be his fourth.
Yeah, that is a big foul on Martinez. That is for Martinez. Well, he's been the workhorse too for Bellarmine, so now that he's in foul trouble, Ignatius wants to drive the ball at Martinez, try to get him to get that fifth foul and foul out. You see the big guy? Again, at 6'6", 235 pounds, anytime someone bumps him, chances are he's going to win that battle, and that's what happened that time.
1:08 to go. Big free throws coming up right here for Devora. Got the first one.
He shoots 50% from the free throw line. That was a really big basket for St. Ignatius.
Devora now in double figures. He's got 10 points on the night.
Yeah, great effort by him. He only averages about a basket per game, so he's really stepped it up in this contest.
Devora pulls the Wildcats within one, 50-49. Jackson brings it up quickly. Ivy open from the side. The Bells can work on the clock a little bit right here. We'll see if that's what they do. Under a minute now in overtime, a 1-point game. Jackson up top, the shot clock at 15. Martinez setting a screen. Jackson goes the other way, doesn't get it. Martinez is there. He got the lay-in.
Who's down inside again, getting the second shot for Bellarmine? Derek Martinez. He's done it all for them in the second half. Excellent job by Martinez.
Whitehead short. Martinez It's Bellarmine's ball. Waters last touched it, and he was on the line.
Another great play by Martinez. You can't teach hustle, and the young man definitely has that in him, and it's going to help his team tonight. They lead 52-49, but Martinez has made it happen at both ends of the court. Here he is again, down inside, working hard. Doing a great job for Bellarmine tonight.
So a lot of intensity in this one. 52-49, St. Ignatius in a bit of a hole. They've only lost one game this year, none in league.
Well, you can see why. They're aggressive, they're well coached, but when you have two ball clubs that is well matched as Bellarmine and St. Ignatius, oftentimes mistakes will be the reason that one team wins a ball game. Both teams playing well down inside the paint, especially Martinez. I'm so impressed with that young man.
We'll have more action next week coming at you from the Mission Valley League. Newark Memorial against James Logan. Both those teams off to a great start here in 1998 as well. Newark Memorial came into the week undefeated in the Mission Valley League. Logan ranked in the top 20 by the San Francisco Examiner as well. They're currently at 15. Bellarmine trying to hang on now. The shot clock is off. They've got numbers now at the other end. Martinez kicks it out to Fernandez. They're going to force the foul. Devora hitting Fernandez.
That was a smart decision by Fernandez to hold up and make St. Ignatius come in and commit the foul. Now they'll get a chance to re-inbound the ball and readjust their offense, but a smart play by the young guy. You see him out here. He could have tried to take the ball down into the paint, didn't try to pass it. That's a heads-up play by the young man from Bellarmine.
St. Ignatius has to get the ball back and do it quickly. 19.4 to go. Bellarmine with a 3-point lead, trying to pull off the upset on the road tonight. Jackson gets the inbound across to Fernandez, a dangerous pass, and Waters fouls him. That will be the 17th foul in a bonus situation coming up now for the Bells.
Yeah, Waters did everything that he could do. All you can do is foul at this juncture of the ball game. Send Bellarmine to the line, and that's Fernandez shooting 63% from the line. So we'll have a good chance to knock these down.
Fernandez doesn't get it. Big miss right there. Here come the Wildcats. Waters gets a good look at the basket. His shot goes long. Whitehead dribbles out. Under 10 seconds. No good. Waters has the rebound. Dribbles out again. Doesn't get it. The rebound. Jeb Ivey. 0.5 to go. Bellarmine.
And Ivey with the biggest rebound of the night. Ignatius had a couple of looks at the basket, tried to knock down a three. Ivey in perfect position, comes down with the rebound for Bellarmine. Boy, good action down under the basket by both ball clubs. There were 3 attempts at the last basket by St. Ignatius, but good defense by Bellarmine, putting a hand in the face of the shooter, forces St. Ignatius to take a bad shot. Here you go again, a good attempt, good look, but you also notice the defender had his hands there. Now they're banging for the basketball down under the basket. You see Whitehead coming away with the basket, taking the three-point attempt, not able to hit, and then Bellarmine making St. Ignatius work hard again. You see Waters coming out with the last attempt, and now the rebound on the play, the biggest one of the night by Ivey. Talked about him coming into the ball game, averaging 3 rebounds per game, and that was probably the biggest of the season so far for Bellarmine.
So Jeb Ivey will go to the line right now with a chance to ice the victory. Really, with 0.5 left, there isn't much hope for the Wildcats. They would have to pull off some kind of a miracle full-court shot after a miss. Whitehead with 4 personal fouls. They've held Whitehead under 10 tonight, and that's a victory in itself.
Yeah, they had to do that coming in, and they got the job done.
Jeb Ivey, who comes from a very athletic family. Both his parents are Olympic medalists in swimming.
And then not to mention he's also a 3.1 GPA student, shoots 76% from the stripe.
Ivey hits them both, and this one will be over after this final shot. It's a 3 and they count it by Neal. How do you like that? 0.5 and Neal hits a 3, but Bellarmine wins it 54-52. What a game for the Bellarmine Bells.
Great basketball by Bay TV. Good tradition, good programs on the line tonight.
All right, great job by the crew tonight. Our director, Brian Leach, engineer, Dean Peterson, bringing you the sights and sounds of this one. A classic high school game. Bellarmine now in first place in the WCAL. They're 4-0 in league. St. Ignatius suffers their first league loss here tonight. But you know they're going to come back and make more noise in the WCAL. They're a great team as well. There's your final once again. Bellarmine with the upset, 54-52. They win it in overtime. We'll see you next week right here on Bay TV with more Friday Night Basketball.